everybody, and welcome to another edition of the AFR Live Monday Night Double Play, brought to you by our sponsor, PLAAY.com. Tonight is a special video, a special event for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, that I'm finally able to showcase History Maker Golf. This is the latest release coming out from the PLAAY.com catalog. It's actually going to be a pre-order period for it that's going to be coming up very soon. And actually just tonight, if you go over to the PLAAY.com webpage, you will see that there is a wonderful pre-order listed right here. So you can get all the information. You click on that, see all the different courses that will be available, all the different course sets, I should say, and the 3 card sets that will be available during that pre-order. So pretty exciting time right now for everyone who's a golf fan. Oh, and also tonight a new pre-order just went up for the North American Pro League set for Soccer Blast. That should be coming out soon. You can click on that and get information on that set as well. A little bonus information for everybody watching the show tonight. Oh, there we go. Okay, sorry, I closed my my browser before I switched the video over. There we go. Okay, so tonight we are going to be playing through the first 3 rounds of a tournament. And what we're going to be doing, we have about 100 golfers here from the set that will come with the game, and it is the 2000s All-Stars. So it's a list of the most successful golfers between the year 2000 and 2010. Again, this set does come in the box when you buy the game. So I thought that would be a good set to use to do this sample to show you how the tournament mode works. And so we're going to narrow this large stack of cards down to around 6 to 12 contending golfers. I'll show you how all that works, go through that, and if, depending on how things are going time-wise, I may play through one sample hole to show you how the 4th round would work, but I will be doing a full playthrough of the 4th round later this week over on the PLAAY.com Facebook page. If you just go to the PLAAY.com page, you'll see a link there for Facebook if you're not already following that page. But for tonight, we're going to go through rounds 1 through 3. So basically what this is going to simulate is golfers getting narrowed down in the field. A lot of golfers are not going to make the cut into the 3rd round. And then in the 3rd round, we're going to find out who is contending and who is out of contention. So you'll see all these cards here. So these grade cards will actually come into effect during that 3rd round. But all right, as always, I have the chat room up over here on my iPad. I will try to go back and forth with questions as they come up during the show, and it looks like Al Wilson is in the room. Al Wilson has actually done a lot of work with this game, and he ran the demo of it at the PLAAY.com event that just took place in Las Vegas. So if you have any questions in there and I'm not getting to them, Al Wilson might be able to jump in the chat and answer those questions for you. So, all right, so here we go. Let's head right down to the first tee and take a look at tournament mode for History Maker Golf. All right, so first thing is there is a wonderful colored double-sided sheet that pretty much has all the information you need to get you through a tournament. Now, of course, there is a rule book that comes with the game. I have that off to the side. I'll refer to that as I need it. But I found that this quick reference sheet actually has just about everything you need to get going. So, as I said, we'll start here in round 1. So this is day 1 of the tournament, and the course that we're playing at is I'll show you the first hole card, is the Palmetto Harbor Golf Links in Hilton Head, South Carolina. Some of you may know that by another name, but we will not be using these until you get to the 4th round of the tournament. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this big pile of golfers. I've already shuffled them up, but I can give them one more shuffle for the camera. And what we're going to do is divide them into 2 piles. And in the game book, it says to think of it as this is the morning round and the afternoon round. So just kind of eyeball it, get about 2 even piles. And now we're going to divide this into 8 stacks. And again, they do not have to be exactly equal, but you can just sort of eyeball them, and then when you're done, you can even them out if the case may be. If you're using one of the standard sets of cards, each pile is going to have roughly 7 golfers in it, give or take. So depending on how big a set you're using, that's how many you have. And so again, it doesn't have to be exact. It's one of the nice random things about the game is that some stacks are going to be bigger, some stacks will be a little bit smaller, and that'll give golfers a slight edge in trying to make the cut and qualify. Just one of the nice real random factors that will come into play. All right, so we've got our 8 basically even piles here, even stacks, and what we're going to do is we're going to roll 2 dice, and we're going to read them in History Maker style, and that we'll read them in ascending order, so lowest to highest. In this case, we rolled a 23, and you can see here we are in to the first 2 rounds for all the golfers, and under this making the cut, and we'll go down here, and at 23 it tells us to draw 1 golfer and then choose the top 2 remaining golfers. So anytime that you see a draw, that means that you're going to randomly pick somebody out of the pile, and that golfer automatically makes the cut into the 2nd round. So I've got my first stack here. We'll take the 3rd card down, and it's Bernard Longer who makes the cut into the 2nd round. So we'll put him over here. So the first round we'll have 2 stacks of cards when we're done. A stack of golfers who made the cut, and then we'll have a stack off to the side of golfers who missed the cut. All right, and so now we're going to choose the last 2, the top 2 remaining golfers. And what we're going to be looking at this stage is down here in the bottom left-hand side of the card. It has their tournament rating, and the lower the number, the better they are at making the cut. And these numbers go from 1 to 5. And so let's see, it looks like Harrington is going to be one of them, and Goosen is going to be the other. And so unfortunately, the rest of these golfers are not going to make the cut. Corey Pavin, probably the biggest name in the pile there. But they will go off to the side, and there we go. We've got our first stack of golfers turning in their cards for the day. Roll again. This time we get a 12. This time we're going to draw 1 golfer, and then just the top remaining golfer will make the cut for this stack. All right, this time we'll go with the 2nd to last card, and it is Nick O'Hearn. We'll put him in the cut pile. And then we're just looking for the top golfer. Oh, and there we go. There's Tiger Woods. He has the best rating you can have for a tournament, 1A. And so he will make the cut. And let's see. Oh, Davis Love III, unfortunately, will not be participating in the rest of this tournament. All right, on to stack number 3. This time we rolled a 16. Oh, so stack number 3 is lucky. 16 says draw 5 golfers and then choose the top remaining golfer. All right, so we're going to take 5 cards out of this stack. And actually, it looks like this stack was kind of small, and there's only 5 cards in it, so everybody makes the cut here. That was lucky for them. Stuart Sink in there, John Rollins, Justin Leonard. All right. Well, there we go. That whole stack makes it. Let's see. All right. So this time I rolled a 35. Sorry, I was just checking the comments, make sure I wasn't missing anything. 35 says that we're going to draw 2 golfers and then choose the top 3 remaining. All right. That was a little different. So let's see. We are drawing 2. All right. We'll take this one. We get Jay Haas. Makes the cut. And then we'll take the card on top here. Sean O'Hare. And then the top 3 remaining golfers. All right. So, Lee Westwood has a 3A. Zach Johnson has a 4B. And then we have 2 that have the 5A. So Sean Michael will miss the cut. And so what happens during these this first round of cuts, if you have 2 golfers that are tied, that would make the cut, then they both make it in. So lucky for them, they were in that stack. They're in the pile here. Halfway through our morning round of golfers, we get another 16, so it's another draw 5, and then choose the top remaining golfer. All right, so let's see here. 1, 2, oh, Justin Rose. 3, 4, 5, and then there's 2 left, so we'll take the oh, and Vijay Singh, he will absolutely beat out Pat Perez. Sorry, Pat. Oh, there we go. All right, 3 stacks left. This time we get a 45. Ooh, so we're draw 1 golfer and then choose the top 4 remaining. All right, so let's see here. We will draw this guy, and we get Ben Crane. And then, what do we have? Oh, the top 4 remaining golfers. All right, let's see. Top 4. Oh, so guess what? We've got 1, 2, 3, and then these 2 guys are tied for the 4th spot. So in the first round, they both make the cut. There we go. Last 2 stacks. This time we get a 46. Draw 1 golfer and choose the top 4 remaining. All right, we're going to draw 4. Or draw, sorry, 46. Draw 1. All right, we'll take the top one. David Toms. Let's see. And then the top 4 remaining. Oh, and actually these guys got lucky, and they were in a small stack. So they will all make the cut. Our last round of golfers for the morning pairings. Let's see, 35. Draw 2 golfers and choose the top 3 remaining. All right, so we'll draw 2. So first we're going to have Luke Donald and Fred Couples. Hey, Freddie Couples. All right. And then the top 3 remaining golfers. All right, so it looks like we're going to have Ian Poulter, M.A. Jimenez, and then we've got somebody fell. I think David Duvall's going to make it. Let me just make sure. Yep. All right, and David Duvall. These guys go in the miss the cut. They make it, and there we go. We're through half the stack already. So you can see these are the golfers that have made it so far, and we actually eliminated quite a few. And there. All right, so now we'll do the same thing with our afternoon set of golfers. We'll divide them up into roughly 8 even stacks. Let's see. All right. All right. And after a while, you get pretty good at eyeballing, making them even. But as I said, it's not a big deal if one stack is not as big as the other, as long as they're fairly even. So let me just check on the comments, making sure that I didn't miss anything. Oh, hey, Marvin Westendorp is in the chat room with us. Thanks for joining us, Marvin. Let's see. A comment by Johnny saying that he reminds him of red, white, and blue qualifying. That was, I believe, one of the driving forces in the qualifying is to make it similar to the qualifying for the red, white, and blue racing game, to sort of speed things up, but still have that be a big part of the game. Because obviously making the cut in a tournament is a big part of golf, but the thought of actually playing through, 4 full rounds with 100 golfers, even for the most ardent tabletop board gamer, would be quite a feat. So, all right, here we go. Our first stack in the afternoon is a 46. Draw 1, top 4 remaining. All right, so we'll draw this guy. Let's see. We get Soren Hansen. He'll make the cuts. And then the top 4 remaining. All right, so let's see. It is going to be... All right, it's going to be Thomas Bjorn, Colin Montgomery, KG Choi, and our secret golfer of the night is Arnold Palmer from the All-Time Great set. So you guys are also getting a sneak peek at the All-Time Great. I thought it would be nice to include Arnold Palmer in the stack, and I just shuffled him in with all the other cards, and I was hopeful that he would come up. And so that brings us to a special moment here as we take a break, and everybody can pop open an Arnold Palmer if you have one, or another drink, and we'll toast the passing of the great Arnold Palmer. There we go. All right. So moving on to the second stack of the afternoon. All right, we get a 26. Draw 4 golfers and choose the top 2 remaining. All right, so this is going to be a lot of guys from this stack. So draw 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the top 2. Oh, so Paul McGinley is going to be Stuart Appleby. There's a name I haven't heard in a while. All right, our third stack, 25. All right, let's see. Draw 3 golfers and choose the top 2 remaining. So draw 3. Oh, that guy fell out. We'll take him. 1, 2, Henrik Stenson. Whoop. Oh, well, I guess Charles Howell, he was the one on top. Let's see, and then the top 2 remaining golfers. Oh, hey, and guess what? So one guy is a 4B, and then we have 3 5Cs, so they are all going to make the cut. Everybody gets in. All right. Let's see, 36. Draw 3 golfers and the top 3, and actually that is going to be everybody in this stack. All right, the afternoon group is shooting some good golf out here. Let's see, 46. Draw 1 golfer, the top 4 remaining. I'll take the guy at the bottom of the stack this time, which is Thomas Levitt. And then we get the top 4 remaining golfers. Let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 3 stacks left. We get a 13. Draw 2 golfers, and then the top remaining. All right, draw 2. I'll take from the top. And second from the bottom, Tim Clark. And the top remaining golfer, that is going to be Michael Campbell. Just beats out Nick Price. All right, our last two stacks, 15. Draw 4 golfers, and then the top remaining makes it. All right, draw 4. So we got Lucas Glover, Phil Mickelson, Steve Elkington, and last, all right, Trevor Immelman. Let's see, and then the top remaining golfer. And it looks like that's going to be Jim Furyk. All right, and we're down to our last stack here in round 1. And, oh, we rolled Snake Eyes, so just the top golfer of this whole stack. Oh boy, so we're probably going to lose a couple big names, maybe. Let's see. Well, so far, Kenny Perry is the top golfer. Oh, no, Ernie Els, and he is going to, yeah, pretty sure he's going to knock off everybody. All right. Oh, and Jesus Maria Olafable is not going to make the cut. Oh, all right. So there we go. All right. So that is the first 2 rounds of the tournament. And as you can see, we eliminated probably about a third of the golfers. I guess it'd probably a little more useful if I hold up the stack like that to the camera. So in my left hand is all the golfers that made the cut, and these are the golfers who have not made the cut so far. All right, so now we are going to get down to the 3rd round, and this is where we will be using the letter grades here. And so what's going to happen is we're going to divide this stack again into 8 stacks of cards. Or actually, sorry, we're going to divide it into 7. And then we're going to go through and again, we're going to roll the dice, but this time we're going to refer to the 3rd round here. And unfortunately, there were no outstanding golfers selected in the first 2 rounds, so as you can see here, in a couple of the results, it says that the top remaining golfer is an outstanding golfer, and so they would have they would actually be in their own stack in the 3rd round, so they would have a better chance of advancing. But we did not have anybody have an outstanding round. Everyone was sort of right around the middle of the pack. All right, so here we go. We'll divide up into 7 stacks of golfers and see who is going to be the contending golfers for the 4th round. See who's going to win our PLAAY Invitational Tournament here. All right, so there's 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so I'm gonna have to add some more to these stacks. All right. Okay, there we go. Let's see. All right, just catching up on the comments, but it looks like Keith has now joined us in the chat room, so he's answering everyone's questions along with Al. So we'll get right to the 3rd round here. All right, so again, we'll roll the dice, read them in ascending order. Let's see. So for our first stack, the top golfer contends with an A+, and the others finish with a B-. So what's going to happen is everybody that is in the B range, they're going to be mostly out of contention, but there's actually a way that they might surge in the 4th round. So all the golfers with an A, either A- or A or A+, they're going to be our contending golfers that will be featured in the 4th round. All right, and so you'll see in the verbiage of the sheet here, it'll tell you if a golfer contends, that means that they're going to be moving on to the fourth round. If it says that they finish, then that means that they're done and they finished outside of contention. So, all right. So this time we rolled a 12. So the top golfer contends with an A+. That means he has an excellent round. Let's see. So, we have Tiger Woods in that stack. Let's see if there's anybody else with a 1A. And there is not. So there we go. Tiger is our leader so far. Everyone else gets put on the B- grade. All right. And then we're going to roll for the second stack. We get a 14. Let's see. Top golfer contends with an A. Others finish with a C. All right. So who's our top golfer in this one? Let's see. Right now it's Justin Leonard. Oh, no. Stuart Sink. That was a 2C. Oh, and there we go. Jim Furyk. All right. So he is going to contend with an A. And everybody else finishes way out of contention at the C pile. All right, our third stack, 44. Hey, all golfers contend with a B+. All right, so Billy Mayfair, Brad Faxon, Zach Johnson, Lee Westwood, Sean O'Hare, Woody Austin, Robert Carlson, and Phil Mickelson. So big group there. Out on the fringes of contention. Let's see, 26, draw golfer, and he contends with an A-. Others finish with a B-. All right, so we're going to randomly draw somebody from this stack. All right, let's see. And it is going to be Rod Pamplin. And what do we say? He contends with an A-, and the others finish with a B-. Any big names go out there? No, we didn't. No big tournament names. Well, all right, 55. Oh, it's another all golfers contend with a B. All right. Well, there we've got a lot of golfers hanging on the fringes there. VJ Singh is in that pile, and Ernie Els. All right. Down to our second to last stack. We get a 56. Draw. A golfer contends with an A-, and others finish with a D. Oh, goodness. All right, so we will randomly draw one golfer from here. Let's see. Whoop. Get somebody right in the middle of the stack. And it is Jeff Maggart. Let's see. He is going to contend with an A-. And everybody else finishes with a D. Let's see. Fred Couples was in there. Sergio Garcia. Oh, no. David Toms. All right. So they are all the way down here with a D. All right. And our last stack of golfers for the third round. Let's see. We get a 13. Oh, all right. So this is, we're going to draw, and a golfer is going to contend, and it also has this symbol. So that means that as well as contending, he's going to get a chance to roll on this tournament day issues and perks chart, which anybody who has played History Maker Baseball will be familiar with this concept. So we'll show you how that works in just a minute. We're going to have one golfer with that. All right, so we're going to randomly draw one golfer from the pile here. Let's see. All right. Oh, and we got Arnold Palmer. All right. So what did I say? He contends with an A+. Oh, so he's right up there with Tiger Woods. And let's see. The top golfer and the rest of the pile is going to contend with an A-. Let's see who that is. Right now we've got a tie between Scott and Allenby. All right, so and then everyone else is going to finish with a C+. All right, so when we have a tie in the third round, we're actually going to use a decider die. to see if they are able to move on. So they still both could move on, or they could both go away. So we need to roll. If they get a dot, that means they move on, and if they don't, then they'll go down with the finishing pile. All right, so let's see. With Alan B, is he going to be an A minus? He is. And then Adam Scott. Oh, and he also gets it. All right. All right. Well, there we go. All right, so that is the end of the third round. And so what we're going to do now to set up our pairings for the fourth round, let's see. It's going to be everybody in the A's. Let's see. So how many golfers did we end up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then how many did we have in the B plus pile? Let's see. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. So we actually had more than 12 golfers end up contending still, because these guys were all in contention. So I think we'll have, oh, actually, before I get ahead of myself, let's go through and find out the scoring key for our contenders. All right, so Arnold Palmer and Tiger Woods both had A pluses. So what you're going to do, there is a key down here, a scoring key, that'll let you know what their score was for the first 3 rounds. And so what you'll do is the golf course that you're using, if you know the historical information, the last event that was played, what the winning score was, and then you can go through the table here, or you can just choose one, however you feel the course should be played. So for our example, we'll use that the winning score was between 263 and 267. So for our A plus stack, they are contending, and what you're going to do, you're just going to roll the decider dot. So for Arnold Palmer, he gets the dot, so he will have a 197. All right, so we will put him on the board. He is in first. And he had a 197, and he is in the lead. And then actually, while we have him up here, we can roll for the tournament day golfer issues or perks to see what happens with him. He was the only one that got that. So we got a 1-4, so it's a caddy roll. And he is going to start the round with a D6 of red chips. Oh, so that's not exactly what he was hoping for. Red chips are bad, blue chips are good. So he's going to start the round with 2 red chips. All right, so I'll just make a note of that. All right, and now for Tiger Woods, same thing, we'll roll, and he got the blank. So he's going to finish the third round with a 198. So he will be in second place. And he will be 1 shot back. Let's see, Jim Frk. He finished it with an A grade. So we'll roll the dot for him. And he gets a dot, so he got a 199. So he is just 2 shots back. All right, so now we've got, let's see, 1, 2, we got 4 golfers here in the A minus pile. All right, so Adam Scott. So now we're into the A minus. So Adam Scott, he got a dot, so he's going to have a 202. Allen B, he will have a 202. Maggart, oh, he will have a 202. And Rod Pampling, oh, well, there we go. They all finished with 202, so they will be all tied for 4th place. All so Pamplane. Let's see, they're gonna be 5 shots off. Is that right? All right, Maggart. Allenby and Scott. All right, let's see. And so that would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so we'll have just to round out our pairings. What do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 1, 2, 3. So we need 5 golfers from this stack. So we'll see if the decider dot will leave us with 5. So we'll start with Mickelson. So we're in the B plus. So either a 203 or a 204. All right, he's in the good stack. Carlson's in the good stack. Austin. Oh, well, we might have to come up with another way to narrow him down. Let's see. Westwood. Oh, all right. Johnson. Oh boy, everyone's gonna make it. Okay. Faxon and Mayfair. Okay. All right. So we ended up with 2 over the 12 contending. So what we can do at this point is we'll just pull the golfers with the best ranking. And so these other golfers, they are still contending. But they just won't be featured on the last day until we get to the end of the or close to the end of the round, and I'll show you how that works in the video at the end of the week in the 4th round. All right. Let's see. So everybody here in this group finished with a 203, so they're going to be 6 shots back. So that is Mickelson, Westwood, let's see, Carlson, I'll go here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, did I miss somebody? Oh, okay. Sorry, I needed 5 guys from this. Let's see who has. Oh, okay. There we go. Zach Johnson. He'll round out the field. All right. So what's going to happen now is we'll put the score grades away, and I'll show you what the setup looks like to start the 4th round. Because the leaderboard is one of the cool features of the game. All right, so all of our B golfers, you want to keep them off to the side in a separate stack, because like I said, there's a chance that they might be able to work their way back into contention in the 4th round. All right, so we will set up our leaderboard, and that is going to be Arnold Palmer, and then 1 stroke back is going to be Tiger Woods. Let's see, Fierk is 2 behind, nobody is at 3, no one's at 4, and then at 5, oh, I need to move this up just a little bit. Okay, so then at 5, we had Allenby, Scott, Pamplane, and Maggart. And then 6 shots back just clinging on the edge are Zach Johnson, Sean O'Hare, Robert Carlson, Lee Westwood, and Phil Mickelson. And then so from here, then we would pick our pairings, starting from the bottom, and then our featured pairing, of course, would be the two golfers that have the lowest score. So our first pairing would be Mickelson and Westwood. Oh, and then make sure I put the two red coins on, or the red chips on Arnold Palmer. All right. And then we would head down to hole number 1 and get things going. So there you go, guys. That is how fast we went from 108, well, actually in this case 109, because I added one golfer. Here, let me bring my camera back up on me here. But so that's how fast we went from 109 golfers down to 12 contending. Now, noticing in the comments, some people are Alice saying that having 8 works better. Yeah, it definitely would, and actually probably for the show that I'll put up on Thursday on the Facebook channel, I'll actually have this go down to just 8. So what that means is if you only have 8 contending golfers, then that means you would just have 4 pairings. Obviously, the more people you have in contention, that's the more rounds, or the more holes you're gonna have to play through with those extra golfers. But just for the sake of this video, I wanted people to see what would happen. We did have a lot of golfers that ended up being in contention. So, and so there you have it. That's the first 3 rounds of History Maker Golf. I can just show you real quick. Let's see if I can find all my dice. Oh, there we go. So here is, here, I'll go to a split screen so you can see the close-up of the game booklet. So this is what the game action book looks like. It is really nice, nice spiral bound book. A lot of great color in it, and fairly easy to get through once you know where everything is. And then there's also a couple of handy boards that have some of the charts on them, so you can have them kind of around on your table as a quick reference. There's one on here about chip usage, and then also a way to quick play out of contention golfers. So one of the great things about this leaderboard is you can almost think of it as sort of a real-time window into how the day is going. And so what happens is if we play through a hole here, and let's say that that Mickelson bogeys the first hole, well, then he would be 7 back of the leader, and there is no board up here for -7, so he actually just drops out of contention. And then he's no longer, the camera doesn't focus on him anymore. The announcer stopped talking about him. And so then you do still finish out his round, but all you're going to do is just roll 1 die. You check to see what kind of a hole it is, and then you either, you get a bird or a par. Sometimes it's an or, so you roll a decider die. So they still get to play out their round. You get to see what their score is, but they are no longer in contention. So pretty neat way, and it's a great visual appeal. If your favorite golfer is suddenly on the brink and you have a tough putt coming up, knowing that they could literally fall off the board and out of contention. But all right, so just real quick, how you play through a hole. Here, we'll go back down to the board. Here is you're going to roll all of the dice, and the first thing you're going to look at is to see if the golfer controls the hole or if the hole is in control. And what that means is the harder a course is, the more I guess variance there's going to be in golfers' score, and it's going to depend less on their just innate skill, and the course is going to take over. Whereas an easier course, you're just going to be going by the golfer's qualities. All right, so we'll have Mickelson. He will tee off first. So we roll the dice, and so we're going to look at that white die, and that is a 3. So that tells us that the hole is in control. And then we're going to be looking at the silver and black die, and we read that, and it tells us at 23. It has this symbol here, and that is the high stuff. That's the rough. So what we're going to do, we'll go to the book. Oh, and then also the little number beside it that tells you what shot it is. So that means he had a kind of a normal drive, but then his second shot, maybe he pushed it past the green and it went into the rough behind the green. All right, so we'll go into the booklet here, and you're just going to look for that symbol. So there's a chart here for all of the different symbols, and then also depending on which par you're on. So here we are in the rough. There's a thing for par 3, par 4, and par 5. Excuse me, need another drink by Arnold Palmer. Okay, so we are on a par 4. That's the big number up there. And the green die, without re-rolling it, you're going to read it, and it says 4. So it asks, is the golfer a workman? Well, these are all legends here. Well, some of them are legends, but Phil Mickelson is not a workman. So again, anybody that's familiar with History Maker Baseball is immediately going to recognize this kind of game engine where you're checking for qualities, whether they have it or not. Sometimes it's good to not have a quality. So in this case, it says workman. He is not, so it was a thin shot. He would have had trouble clearing the rough, but otherwise a clean escape from the rough to the green and a moderate putt for par. All right, so Phil is able to scramble, and he gets himself set up for a moderate putt for par. So we'll use one of these quick sheets here to let us know, a little cheat sheet on putting. So we're going to look here, and we have we're putting for par. Let's see. So we're looking at moderate. So it's just a 1 through 5. We'll roll the die. We get a 2. So there you go. Phil Mickelson, he gets a par for hole number 1. And he's all set. So now we'll do the same thing for Lee Westwood. He's the second golfer in that first pairing. Roll all the dice. Check the white die first, and we get a 2, so that tells us that the course is, or the hole is in control. So we'll look at the silver and black. It's a 24, and this time we get the circular symbol, which is the oh, just had a brain freeze. I think that's the not the water. Oh, no, sorry. Not the water, no. Where's that one? It's not the sand. Oh, goodness. Sorry, what, Keith or Al, I'm having a brain freeze. What's the circle mean on the course card? Oh, it means he's on the green. There we go. Okay. Okay, so, let's see. Okay, there we go. See, there's a nice little circular symbol. Okay, so it's golf cam, so let's see. So we'll read the green die again. And it's a 3. Let's see, is it a challenging green? It is not. Otherwise, let's see, a solid approach, easily red-green, great opportunity. Oh, and a clutch putt for birdie. All right. So, have our little cheat sheet here again for the putting. There's a special section for clutch putts. So we'll look at Lee Westwood. You'll see he is neutral for putting. The ratings there are either gold for the really good putters or rust for the really bad ones. All right, so he is a, a neutral putter. So he has a 1 to 3 chance to sink a birdie putt. All right, so 50-50 chance. Oh, and he just misses. Oh, that's too bad. All right, so a missed clutch putt actually means that he gets this red chip on there because that kind of demoralizes him. And so now we're going to have a, it's going to be a routine putt for par. See, so he just missed that. So it is going to be, let's see, anything, I guess, but a 6. So there we go. All right, so a chance for him to move up the leaderboard. He lips out the putt, and he gets a par there as well. And that is just how quick you can get through a hole. If a golfer controls it, it's a whole separate thing. We'll just show you real quick what happens if a golfer controls, because that's going to be the most familiar. So say on a par 5, if golfer controls it, you're going to read all 3 of the silver, black, and green dice the same way you would in History Maker Baseball, from lowest to highest. So in this case, let's say we had a 2, 3, 4. So you'll look down here, and you'll start at the wood. So what this is kind of taking you through the whole shot by shot. So their drive, their first fairway shot, their second fairway shot in the case of a par 5. So 2, 3, 4, is it a direct green? That's one of the qualities on a par 5. So this one here, it does say that it's direct. So he hits the green in 2, moderate putt for eagle. If they don't have that quality, same thing like History Maker Baseball, then you just move on to the next one until you finally get a result. Otherwise, then you go to the putting chart to see how they do. All right. Bring back up my main camera here. Let's see. Well, thank you for everybody who was yelling at me about the golf cam. Sorry, sometimes you get on these live shows and see something, and I was like, oh wait, what's that? But, all right. Let me just make sure that there's any. Somebody said it felt like we were playing a metagame there. History Maker Steve Tower. All right. And yes, the clutch putts are a very neat aspect of the game. It's definitely something that captures, that intense moment there. So you saw there, like Lee Westwood, he's on the verge of falling out of contention. First hole, he has a chance to make a big putt, move himself up, give himself a little leeway, but he doesn't. So now he has that red chip that is going to be bothering him through the rest of the course. And I'll just go to my split screen, show you the cheat sheet for the chips. So basically, the red one, if they don't use that at some point during their course, it's going to affect their score at the end. And so one of the ways you can get rid of it is when you're rolling on a hole, you can just automatically concede control. So that's probably one of the easiest ones. So if you have a difficult hole anyways, you just say you're going to spend that red chip. Then it gets rid of it. Then it's off the player's mind. You can reduce the putt difficulty for a normal putt or a clutch putt. So kind of bad things. And then the blue chips are just the opposite. They're good. The golfer sinks a clutch putt. There's also some charts in the booklet, the cheers and wow results. And then the blue chips help you do things like automatically gain control of a course or increase your putt range for a putt. So kind of a neat mechanic, how the chips work, and as I said, kind of really capture how the the ebb and flow of golf, and that a golfer can be having a great day, then he flubs up on a hole, and then that sort of just derails his day, and he's falls out of contention, or maybe it piles up on him, and then they go to the next hole and have a bad hole, and then in the same way that if a golfer has good momentum going into the back nine, they got a couple blue chips on there. That means they've sank a couple putts. They're getting more confident in their abilities, and they're able to carry that through to the end. So, really great game. I'm a big fan, of course, of this History Maker engine. As a big fan of History Maker baseball, and as awesome as how the holes actually play out once you get into the fourth round, I think one of the biggest selling points, at least for me, is just how fast we were able to get through the first 3 rounds of a tournament, and get down to this core of golfers that are in contention from our stack of 109, because as I was saying in the beginning, the thought of actually playing through those first 2 rounds, those first 3 rounds with 100 golfers is, it's something. It would be a full-time job. It would take you months to roll out all those holes and keep track of everybody's score. And we got through that in, what was that? I don't know, like 30 minutes. And that was with me talking and explaining everything. So once you get this down, you'll probably have your setup of the first 3 rounds down to like 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes. And you'll be right on the course and ready for the 4th round, see who wins their tournament. So, all right, let's see. Let's see if there's any questions that came in. Oh, Bob Hansen just had a funny comment. He said that they should have called the game Red, White, and Blue History Maker Golf. Which I like, because it does. So yeah, the first the 3 rounds are kind of an extension of the qualifying week that was first used in Red, White, and Blue racing. And that idea of getting a whole bunch of events and condensing it into a few dice rolls, and so yeah, and then obviously using the History Maker engine and the qualities from History Maker baseball. So that's one of the great things about that engine is you can pick up a card, you look at Phil Mickelson, and you kind of see. Oh, let me get my split screen. There we go. You take a look, and it's, if you're familiar with golf terminology, you see some of the qualities that he has, and you'll know that he's good off of the tee. He has the bomber rating. With his irons, he has accuracy. He has the laser quality. He's good in the sand. He has the recovery and the sandy quality. And then he has a semi-gold putter, so he's pretty good at putting. And so you can just kind of take a look, and then if you see somebody that doesn't have a lot of, like Sean O'Hare, he only has 1 quality on his card. So he's going to, most likely be kind of in the middle of the field, but he does have a good fairway iron, so that's going to help him on a few holes, maybe on some of the longer par 5s. So a really neat system. Really excited to be able to showcase this here on the Monday Night Double Play, and especially because this is the last official AFR Monday Night Double Play. I talked about this last week on the news, but in case anybody missed that, I have received an offer to go work at Beth Israel Deaconess Hospital, and I will be starting on December 27th. And so going back to work full time, I'm not going to be able to keep up with my channel. And so instead of putting out sort of a half-hearted effort, coming home at the end of the day and trying to keep up with the channel, I've decided that I'm just going to, I won't say retire, but I guess put on a long hiatus my channel. Of course, at some point I may be able to jump back into it, but I figure I want to leave the channel on a high note and be able to put out a couple last quality videos. I will be putting out news again tomorrow, but this will be the last official Monday Night Double Play. It's possible I might do something next week, but this will be the last official scheduled Monday Night Double Play. So I was happy to be able to end on such a high note and be able to showcase a game that I'm really excited about, and hopefully everybody is too. And again, make sure that you tune in to the PLAAY.com Facebook page, and I will show you round 4 played out, so you can see how everything works, see how the potential emerging golfers coming out of the pack at the end of the round. So that's pretty exciting. But for now, I will say thank you so much for everybody who has tuned in, watched, supported the channel over these last few years. It's been a lot of fun, and while I'm a little sad to be ending the AFR run, I do still intend to support PLAAY.com, and so tune into their Facebook page. It's possible that you might see some videos of me in the future, but as far as my channel here, this will be sort of the end of the road, at least for a while. So again, thank you to everybody who's tuned in and watched, left comments, spread the word, supported me on my Patreon, and helped the channel grow into what it is. It's been a lot of fun, and hopefully at some point maybe I'll run into people at events. I do plan on going to a couple more events next year, and maybe we can run into each other and play a game out there of History Maker Baseball or something. So, all right, guys, I will sign off for now. But again, thank you so much, and tune in tomorrow night for the last AFR news. That should be a great video. That'll be going up tomorrow night live, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So until then, get out there, have fun, play games, and I'll see you after further review. Have a good night, everybody.